What's going on, Titans fans, Titan Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Right Titans podcast. We're your host, J Mall,
Trigger Trey.
and I hope you like the new intro, new season, new intro, new uniforms, new stadium, just new everything. We got a
Yeah,
lot to look
yeah.
forward to. So I hope you're all excited for this upcoming season. So we're going to do a way too early roster prediction for this year. We got Trey's roster. I'm gonna pull it up here in a few minutes, but we got some interesting. We hadn't been live in a while since before the
Yeah,
draft, right?
just before the draft. Yeah, it's been a while.
So we got to talk about these draft picks. We got to talk about the roster. It's pretty exciting times right there. And then we also heard of some new uniforms coming out. Maybe, hopefully.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if it's this year. I've been holding out trying to get a Cam Ward jersey because I just don't know if we gonna have uniforms this year, next year. It seems like it would be this year. I think the Titans put something on their Instagram page, like a little teaser on June the 5th. We don't know what that is. Maybe it is the new uniforms, but Earl Campbell came online and said that we got some new uniforms coming out, so we're excited about that. But let me go ahead. But yeah, I mean, I guess we didn't cover the draft or anything like that. So we'll start with like our first round pick and Cam Ward. What'd you think? I mean, is this what we expected? Are we surprised? Seeing that we were thinking about trading with the Giants. What you think about that, Trey?
I think it kind of grown on me. The longer the offseason have gone on and things like that, it's just like his leadership, his between the ears, as they like to say, just everything about him is just like, oh my. You see on Instagram the arm angles and on air and just him versus the wide receivers, how they talk about him. It's like, ooh, I think I am on board. I am 100% on board with Cam Ward now.
I think so too. I think that was the best pick that we could have done. I mean, I think the Giants they were offering the first round pick of this year, next year, third round pick this year, and probably some other things as well. I mean, honestly, we could have ended up with Abdul Carter as your edge rusher, but I mean, if you find that your quarterback you like him in the draft, you got to go get him. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You just got to go get him.
Yeah.
We got second round pick. I think some people were a little bit surprised by this. We did trade back, so that's good. We accumulated some more draft picks, but we went with Femi Oladejo as your edge rusher. What you think about that pick?
Have you seen him? Oh, oh my god, he's like huge. Like his legs, like I just want to see his explosiveness on the ball. We know he can set the edge from his film in college. We just got to refine his pass rushing and think about Titans defensive line. That has never been a problem until like last year, of course. But like most of the time, Titans defensive line, you're like, okay, they're definitely not running on us for sure. But we just got a little bit more in the pass game. But once we get his hand placement, some moves, some counter moves, get him going. Oh, hey, he has the frame. It looks like he just has the frame, has the motor, has the intensiveness. They say Arden Key is quiet compared to him. So that's what I
That's what
want.
we need.
So
That's
I
exactly what
was
we need.
yeah, I was real hyped once they said Femi. So I love the pick. I love the pick.
Because a lot of people were down that we didn't get Mike Green, which I think he really shined in the Senior Bowl, which a lot of people were
Yeah.
high on. But honestly, just looking at Femi, man, that dude, he reminds me of like a Keith Bullock almost, as
Yeah.
far as like the build goes. Now, as far as him playing, he hasn't had a lot of experience on the edge, but when he did this year, this past season, he had a lot of success with it. Accumulated, I
Yeah.
think, over 4 sacks. Uh, Halfway in between in the middle of the season. So I'm really excited about that. Then we got third round pick. We got Winston. Let me go ahead and pull up the roster. But yeah, what do you think about our safety,
Yeah. Kevin Winston Jr. Yeah, I
Kevin
love the
Winston
pick.
Jr.?
If you heard Nick Saban talk about him, he said he would have been a first round pick if he never got injured. So to take a swing on someone that's injured, I know Titans fans, Caleb Farley, he's haunting us right now, but at least it's not a first round pick.
At
But
least, yeah,
for
true.
yeah, but for somebody as high of a status as he to say Kevin Winston would have definitely been a first round pick if he would have never gotten hurt, and we got him in the third round. So starting safety, hey, we looking for starters, aren't we? So that could take
another starter.
Maybe not early on in the season, but once he gets some development later on in the season, he might be the other safety in dime, or he might be the last safety in nickel. Maybe Xavier Woods isn't on the field and Kevin Winston Jr. is on the field. So I like the value. I think that's what our draft was, just value.
I can see him being a starter probably at the end of the season, if not next season, for sure.
Yeah.
He has an injury that he has to get over, but I mean, that dude's a dog as well. Ball hawk, just knows where to be at the right time, at the right place. He's an athlete. So, I mean, hey, I think for me, that's an A first, second, and third round pick so far.
Yeah.
You can kind of give, your A minuses, B pluses, things like that. I'm just going to give it a straight A just for the value that we're getting. Of course, we don't know exactly how they're going to perform. The grades may change, of course, throughout the season. But as far as like what's going on right now, that's going to be an A as far as like your value that you're getting right there. Fourth round pick, we got wide receiver Chim DK. And then, we got another third round pick. I forgot tight end Gunnar Helm as well in the third round from out of Texas. So
this is fourth round. This is fourth round.
Fourth round. Okay. Fourth round. Yeah. Fourth round pick 120.
Yeah. DK Gunnar Helm and Alec Ayo Manor.
Yeah. How do you say that again?
I think it's Ayo Manor, Ayo Manor, Ayo Manor.
Alec Ayo.
Alec Ayo. That's what we're gonna call him on this podcast. Ayo.
That's just your name. Ayo. So we got Alec Ayo, we got Gunnar Helm out there. I think it's a solid group of tight ends. Chig leading. Hopefully he can take another step forward as being your front runner tight end. I think we saw some spurts towards the end of the year that like, hey, Chig got some. We already knew this, but like he just got to get the ball in his hands for plays to happen. We got Josh Wiley coming in. I think that's a good red zone threat. And now we have Gunnar Helm. He not expected to start, at least probably not right now, but significant playing time. I do see that happening, especially on the blocking schemes, maybe some tight end design. So looking forward to him contributing a little bit. So maybe, a good 150, 200-yard season. That's not bad, coming in as a fourth round tight end pick. Maybe that's what we're going to get from him. And then we got Chim DK as well coming out of Florida, fourth round pick. Dude's fast. He's an athlete.
4.34?
4.3. I think it's almost a 4.2, almost 4.29 almost, or somewhere around there. But I'm saying 4.3. Either or 4.2, 4.3. That's fast.
Yeah.
You got some speed on a wide receiver right there. I think that's what really elevated him to go before other wide receivers in the draft. Didn't have like, as far as production wise, didn't have like a huge season as far as receptions or even yards. But again, we're coming with a depleted wide receiving core. So it's going to be really exciting because we got a lot of rookies and we have a lot of first year, second year receivers, which we're going to get into because based on your roster prediction, I see a certain wide receiver that didn't make the cut, but we're going to get into that in a little bit. But yeah, so it's going to be exciting looking at the receivers that we got coming in. And then we have fifth round pick guard Jackson Slater. Depth is always good. He seems like a solid piece. Whenever you go into those deep rounds trying to get, your depth pieces, you don't expect them to start, but maybe he can come in just as a backup. If something goes down, we saw that Lloyd Cushenberry went down. I don't know exactly his timetable to return, so it's always good to get some good depth. What were you about to say, Trey?
I think Jackson Slater could be a starter next season. Kevin Zeitler, what is he, 17 years old?
30-17.
30-17. Kevin Zeitler up there in age. And the thing about Jackson Slater, yes, he played at a small college, not as SEC-like, but still, 0 sacks allowed for the duration of the season. had a great senior bowl, a great senior bowl, got his name out there. So you learn behind Jackson Slater, one of the best offensive guards in the league right now. Jackson Slater could be a starter next season. So that could be a decent little value pick in the 5th round.
Yeah, coming out of Sacramento State, that's a solid pick. Excuse me. But yeah, that's a really solid pick. I didn't mean to skip over Elic Ayo. What you think about that? I mean, the value that you're getting for a 4th round pick, that's nasty.
Yeah, I think he can be a starting X receiver towards the end of the year because we know. Oh man, what's his name? Dude, we just picked up that's supposed to be our X right now.
You talking about Lockett?
No, not Lockett. Yeah, Van Jefferson. He's not physical. He's not an X. So I think Elic Ayo could carve out a role. I feel like he's going to be the most productive pass catcher for the Titans this season. Not rookie.
Okay.
Yeah, rookie.
He may. I mean, of course, everyone's going to go to that film that we saw against Travis Hunter, in college, where he's, scored, I think, over maybe 2 touchdowns and over
almost 300 yards.
Yeah, so I mean, that's just showing you the athleticism right there. He's a big receiver. He's fast. He's strong. Durable as well. We always say availability is the best ability. So, getting him is a really solid pick. Then we got 6th round pick, Marcus Harris, cornerback from California. And then another 6th round pick, we have Khalil Mullings, running back from Michigan. Yeah, I mean, that's what you're going to get in the 6th round pick, your DBs, whether it's a safety, cornerback, maybe a linebacker. So we decided to go, DB on there. But our DB class is going to be a little interesting. We got rid of who do we get rid of? Played Bengals. On the Bengals.
Yeah, come on now. I got it.
It's gonna come to me. If
Cheeto.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Woozier. Yeah, we got rid of him. So now, the DB, I think, is kind of wide open, just because we don't know what Snead is as far as his injury goes. You have Jarvis Brownlee Jr. I think that's probably maybe your lock, but other than that, it's kind of wide open, especially for the slot. We got Roger McCreary. I think he's going to solidify that as his slot role. But yeah, and then we got Khalil Mullings, running back. That could be your 3rd down running back. It could be your 3rd running back. So I do see him making the team if we go 3 running backs, which I do at 10 ongoing. But yeah, overall, I think it's a solid draft pick or draft class. We'll see what they do. Well, let me go ahead and pull up your way too early roster predictions as well, because we definitely got to talk about this. let me see here. Okay, here we go. There we go. So way too early 2025 roster predictions. You got your quarterbacks. We'll start with the quarterbacks because this is interesting that you put Cam Ward and we got Brandon Allen. And I texted you saying like, oh, where's Will Levis at? He didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
Elaborate on that.
I think I hope Will Levis does a Malik Willis where he's able to toss together a couple preseason games and looks like a starting, maybe a low-level starter, high-level backup, and we might be able to get a pick for him, maybe a fifth round, 4th conditional, 6th or something like that. Maybe just get some capital for Will. And then Tim Boyle, I don't think we'll keep 3 quarterbacks on the initial 53 because who's going to pick up Tim Boyle? Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just probably more like a camp arm, mentor to Cam, and he can sign to the practice squad. And so, yeah, Will Levis, I hope he doesn't make the roster because that's just a weird division between the offensive line and just the team aspect because it's not Madden. Like, I can't just put Will Levis on the bench and let his contract expire. No, these are real people, real lives, real feelings, real connections with each other. Will Levis goes to dinner and lunch and top golf with some of the guys on the team. And you just don't want that division with the rookie quarterback that's trying to establish himself as the leader on the team. And Will Levis's job is to make sure Cam Ward is not the starter. And if you want Cam Ward to be a starter, you do not want Will Levis on the team. And so that is why he didn't make my 53.
So what you're saying is that it's not necessarily because you don't like Will Levis as your quarterback or in the quarterback room, but just more so you wish him the best, but having a rookie come in, this is now Cam Ward's team.
Yeah, precisely. And I love Will Levis. If he goes to a different team, I might get his jersey. Just like if you go back a couple podcasts ago, I was like, yeah, Will Levis, hey, he go starter for the team next some seasons. Yeah, I was high. I was big on Will Levis.
We were high on Will Levis. I mean, we got, we try to get the cologne, Will Levis cologne. I bought some extra mayonnaise for my sandwiches. I mean, we were supporting Will Levis here. So, we wish him the best of luck, whether that's here or whether that's with someone else, we'll see. And then we're going to the running backs, Tony Pollard, Tyjae Spears, Khalil Mullings. I don't think there's any surprises right there. We expect Tony Pollard to be the lead carrier with a little bit less carries because they said that Tyjae Spears is going to be, that second running back coming in, relieving some of that pressure off of it. But going to the wide receivers, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, Van Jefferson, Bryce Oliver, Xavier Restrepo, and Alec Ayo, Chim Deacon. Of course, I threw in, because you got 53 people that can make the roster, I believe. So, but yeah, I didn't see a Treylon Burks on here. Is it time to cut ties, and is this it?
Yeah, new regime, new everything, new jerseys. Treylon Burks should not be in a new Titans jersey. So it's just too many heartfelt feelings with Treylon Burks not being healthy, not producing when he is healthy. Same with Will Levis. I just need you to just start fresh somewhere new. Maybe get a 7th round pick for him or something. Try to get something because the only thing on Treylon Burks' resume is former 1st round pick. That's the only thing he has. So you know what I'm saying? Just try to get. Also, we got a lot of young guns. We got 3 new wide receivers. Let's get them on the roster. Why not? And so we say on this podcast, availability is the best ability. And if you can't be available, I don't really want you. And so,
yeah, you got a point there. I mean, I think we're all rooting for Treylon Burks to succeed just because, I mean, that trade that happened a few years ago, which I'm still salty about, you'll probably hear me say it time and time again on this podcast with AJ Brown trade. But, honestly, he had a lot of expectations to live up to, even though people said that, no, just needs to go out there and just do him. He had a lot of expectations. So, but for former 1st round pick, it's just the expectation of, producing, something and being on the field. But yeah, I wish him nothing but the best. We're gonna see. Maybe he'll still be injured and he's on the physically able to perform list, and we keep him somehow. Practice squad, maybe. Who knows? So.
And then one more thing, I do have Bryce Oliver making the 53. I know that might be a surprise, but his special teams gunner expertise, especially towards the end of the year, he was probably the best gunner on the field, and so that's why I have him making the 53, the special teams ability, because we know that was terrible last year.
Yeah, whenever you get down to those last 3 to 4 spots, you're looking for versatility, not just availability, but versatility. If you can return punts, if you can cover on kickoff, kick return, punt return, all of that, if you can block really well, if you're just versatile, that's going to help you make that 53-man roster. I think Bryce Oliver can solidify himself not only as a gunner, but maybe, a punt returner, because I don't think we really have a true punt returner or kick returner yet. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, TT, what's up? He said, hey, nephews, appreciate the comment. Appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, comment down below, whatever you want to see. We appreciate the shout outs. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe as well. Everything is much appreciated here. But yeah, going to the tight end as well, we have Chig, Josh Wiley, Gunnar Helm. No surprises there. We may add a 4th tight end just as a blocking tight end. Is versatile as well in the return game. Offensive line, Dan Moore, Peter Skronsky, Lloyd Cushenberry, Kevin Zeitler, J.C. Latham, Corey Levin, Andrew Rupich, Blake Hance, Jackson Slater, the rookie. But yeah, I don't think there's any surprises there. I will say that we did not see Jalen Duncan in that list as well. I
Yeah.
agree with that. I think he's a good person to have. He really wants to succeed. We saw that, but I think he has a ways to go. Hopefully, he can find a different
Yeah.
team somewhere else. Maybe he does make it again. It's way too early to predict that. But yeah, we got the offense right there, and then we got the defense. Start with
Back to
the
the
defense.
back to the offensive line real quick.
Yeah,
Like some people like Jalen Duncan, he's young. Some of those guys like just practice squad. There's no other team that'll probably be like, oh yeah, Jalen Duncan after the year he just had last year. Yeah, let's get him, because in order for him to go to another team, they have to sign him to their 53. And sometimes when you're making your initial 53, you're like, oh, no other team wants him. He's a project. Now, every team has their projects already. And so when you have your own, it's rare that somebody gets your project and add them to the 53. And so
yeah.
some players might not make it because of that.
You got a good point. The best thing that you can do is just ball out in preseason. That's where you're going to show your film. That's where other teams are going to watch film on you. Send your film out. Maybe you can make a roster somewhere. And then, of course, we got practice squad. You got, I think, maybe 10 spots on the practice squad. You're on the team if you make the practice squad. So there you go. But then we're going to the defensive side of the ball. DBs, L'Jarius Sneed, Roger McCreary, Jarvis Brownlee Jr., Gabe Judy Lally, and Daryl Baker Jr. as your DBs right there. Who we starting at DBs?
Oh, the first three. You see Sneak,
No questions asked.
JPJ. I think Daryl might be the next one up because of his season. But Gabe Julali, I feel like he's gonna piece together a couple plays in the preseason to earn him that 53-man roster spot. And so, because you remember last year we was watching the mandatory mini camps and all of that. He was balling out against like vets like I was about to say Randy Moss, not Randy Moss, DeAndre Hopkins. He was strapping DeAndre Hopkins up on a couple plays in man coverage. Didn't do too bad against Calvin Ridley in man coverage. And so I feel like once his zone ability catches up to the NFL standard, he'll carve himself out of a 53-man roster spot.
I believe so too. And of course, I didn't put 53 people on here, so we may see some other DBs on here too. You can never have too many DBs. That's just going to be a vital part of your team moving forward. Outside linebackers, Arden Key, Jalen Harrell, Lorenzo Carter, Femi Oladejo. I do see Femi starting as your other edge. I'm going to put that out there right now. And then Arden Key is going to be your other edge rusher. I think we do go get another edge rusher. I think we just need one more somewhere.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Carter, I think he's going to be a good depth piece, but if I'm the coach, I'm putting Oladejo out there.
Yeah, gotta develop him. And also we have Ali Gay on the roster. I feel like he might make it as one of the special teamers that they can carve himself out of role, but he's just a huge human being. He's like 6'7" or something like he's tall. He's huge. And so I think he might just make the roster just because the Titans want big, physical, set the edge rushers. And as always, like, comment, subscribe if you're in the comments. Show us some love, like the stream, and send it to somebody. Hopefully they subscribe. Get it out to as many Titans fans as possible. And Cam Ward time.
There you go. We got defensive line, T Swag, Big Jeff, Sebastian Joseph Day, Draymond Jones, Keandre Coburn. No surprises there. With T Sweat, Big Jeff coming in as our starting D line, Sebastian Joseph Day and Draymond Jones. And Keandre Coburn. I mean, that's a solid defensive line right there. Maybe you could add one more piece, but I mean, I'm set with this moving forward. I don't think you need to really do too much.
Yeah.
It was really. I do want to see T Sweat take that second year step, which I think that he will. But he just clogs up the holes. Big Jeff is going to be Big Jeff. He just does Big Jeff things. Now, I will say, I do want to see Big Jeff take another step into an elite
Yes.
role.
I need him to get
Like,
double-digit sacks this season.
I'm talking about Aaron Darnold type numbers. Like this is time for him to really step out, not just be one of the top 10 defensive linemen. No, I need you to be the top two,
Yeah.
and you're number two. That's what I want to see from Big Jeff. So I'm putting it out there, and he's gonna live up to that challenge. As long as it's knock on wood, everyone stays healthy. He's gonna cause some havoc out there. And we got safeties: Amani Hooker, Xavier Woods, Kevin Winston Jr. I will say, if healthy, Kevin Winston Jr. starts over Xavier Woods. But because he's going to miss a lot of time in training camp, not necessarily like mental reps, but just physical reps, he's going to miss that time. I don't foresee him playing in the preseason, honestly. It probably won't be until the week until the first week that he's getting some reps in there. But Xavier Woods and Amani Hooker, they will start as your safeties, and then inside linebackers: Cody Barton, Cedric Gray, Otis Reese, James Williams as your prediction. This is gonna be good right here.
Yeah, I like this. This is the topic of the day.
This is gonna be good because we got Cody Barton coming in. I guess that's gonna be your number one linebacker moving forward.
Definitely.
Outside of that, this is probably the most wide open position that anyone can take right here. Cedric Gray coming into his second year, Otis Reese, OTIS coming in. He just balls whenever he gets in. James Williams, I saw a lot of flashes towards the end of the year of him filling the gaps, being active. So who wants it?
Yeah. And if you read all the reports, you see Buck Rising saying, the head coach was talking about, he specifically says Cedric Gray and James Williams' name, but he didn't say Otis Reese's name. What does that mean? Some people are like, oh, Otis Reese doesn't have a shot. But sometimes Buck Rising said he didn't say Otis Reese's name because he doesn't need the hype or things like that. Doesn't need the extra acknowledgement. So Otis Reese might have a hand up. James Williams might have a hand up because he's a former safety, so he can cover. He's real physical. He's long. And Cedric Gray, you have more invested in him. I think a 4th round pick, and so you just got a lot invested in Cedric Gray. But who wants it more? Who wants that interior linebacker spot more? I guess we won't find out until preseason, pretty much.
We're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting to watch. And then we got kicker Joey Slye, long snapper Morgan Cox, punter Johnny Hecker, head scratcher that we got rid of Stonehouse. I mean,
I would say so. He has a more youth to him than Johnny Hecker. And so you'll eventually have to get a new punter at some point, but Johnny Hecker is still good. He's accurate. I feel like if John Bones Fossil could have got in and worked with Stoney, he would have been a little bit better. But also Stonehouse, hey, he gotten hurt playing as a tight. Special teams wasn't good. So you can't blame Stonehouse for not re-signing if it was his fault or if the Titans just decided to let him walk or whatever the case may be. We never know. But I don't blame Stonehouse for leaving if it was his choice. Protect yourself and get a bag. You're a punter.
You're right about that. So that's what I was saying. Like, as far as youth goes, I like Stonehouse. He was booting that ball, for sure. But again, Johnny Hecker, he boosts that ball as well. He's a Pro Bowl punter. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's got years in the league. So again, hopefully we won't be punting a lot. That's the goal, right? Touchdowns, field goals, and get some dubs on it. So the next podcast, we may do like a prediction as far as wins and losses. I'm gonna put it out there. I think we're gonna win no more than 5 games.
You say no more than 5?
No more than 5. No more than 5.
That's wild. That's wild.
No more than 5. I'm sorry. And it's not because, and again, it's not because of, it's the love of competition. You have a rookie quarterback coming in. You have a lot of unproven wide receivers coming in. Now the defense, I feel like, can keep us in games, but again, we're going against. I think like before the bye week, we may win just one game.
That's not ridiculous. I ain't gonna lie to you.
After that, it gets a little bit better. But whenever you're going against division games, there's always a dogfight. It's always either we split. I don't think we really just went out when it comes to division games. Yeah, I just see us not winning no more than 5 games. And you know what? This is my bold prediction. Brian Callahan gets fired. I think he doesn't make it.
I can't wait till we do. I can't wait till we do our next podcast so I can see your. I can't wait to see your win-loss record.
And listen, I'm one of the biggest Titans fans out there, and I really want us to succeed. But honest, I gotta be honest. I mean, I just don't see us. 5 games is probably the max. I don't see us winning no more than 5. If we get 6 or 7, that is a successful year, and Brian Callahan stays. But 5-4 is going to be my prediction. I think Brian Callahan is out of there. Not because we don't like him. It's just in this business, you got to perform. If you're not performing, then after 2 seasons of losing just like we did, it's tough. It is tough. But yeah, we'll do that next time. I'll explain, because we got some heavy hitters on our schedule. Even though they say it's one of the lighter schedules or the easier schedules, you're looking at this roster, and we still got a lot of holes to fill. I think we fill a good amount of them, but those holes that we did fill are kind of question marks. We don't know per se. And I don't think we will know until we get halfway through the season. And it's like, okay, that's either a check or an X. We got to do something about that. So, but yeah, that's going to be my prediction.
That's why I'll hold on.
What, you gonna hold on yours?
Yeah, I'm hold on to it. Make them come back and watch the podcast. You're giving out too much. You're giving out.
Okay, I'm sorry. I may change it. Who knows? I may have to reevaluate based on what I see. But yeah, you'll be surprised on who I have us losing to and who I have us winning against. But
oh man.
But yeah, it'll be good to see. But any last thoughts before we get out of here, though?
No, I'm just watching the OTAs, just scrolling on Facebook, scrolling on Instagram, watching clips that I can of Cam Ward and Femi. Just waiting for the season. I think 98 days, 98, 97, something like that.
Countdown begins. We are almost there to the start of the season. We can't wait. But yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, make sure you comment, like, subscribe. The Right Titans Podcast. Again, we are your hosts, J Mall,
Trigger Trey,
and we are out.
I knew this would happen someday. You can ask my day one day. Cloudy days turn to sun rays. Only way to way up way. Know my way, know my function.